Hi, we're the Brew Dudes, and we got another great show for you today.
We just did our Russian Imperial Stout tasting, and like usual, we're going to pair them with some chocolates now. And we took our two favorite beers from our last tasting, the B.O.R.I. Stout from the Berry Public Brewery in California, and B.O.R.I.S the Crusher from the Hoppin Brewery in Ohio.
Alright, so we're going to try and pair these with three different kinds of chocolate. A 62% coca semi-sweet dark chocolate, a 70% coca bittersweet dark chocolate, and the 99% unsweetened dark chocolate that we had from our porter tasting. Should be an intense tasting. So,
yep. Alright, well, let's get started.
With the 62% semi-sweet dark chocolate.
First, the Big Black Bear. That's pretty nice tasting, I'd say. It actually sweetens up the beer just a little bit, but it still doesn't overpower you. It just complements each other nicely.
Yeah, I think both are there all the way through the tasting. The B.O.R.I. Stout doesn't really get washed out or doesn't wash out the chocolate too much. This is a great pairing.
Yeah, worked out well.
Alright, so the same chocolate with the B.O.R.I.S the Crusher from the Hoppin Brewery.
I don't think that paired quite as well. B.O.R.I.S the Crusher is a lot more flavorful than the Big Bear Black Stout. So
I have to agree.
So we need a slightly darker.
I think we're going to need a slightly darker chocolate to pair well with that one, but the 62% pairs very well with the Big Bear Stout.
Yeah. All right. Now the 70%
bittersweet chocolate. Slightly darker. You can taste it.
I'd say the bitterness of the chocolate kind of lasts a little too much with this one. The slightly sweeter chocolate is a little better for the Big Bear Black Stout, I think.
I have to agree to some extent, but it's still a very good pairing.
Yeah.
The chocolate doesn't overpower the beer by any means.
Alright, now the same chocolate with the B.O.R.I.S the Crusher. I think that worked pretty well. I like that chocolate with the B.O.R.I.S the Crusher better than the other one.
Again, I think the B.O.R.I.S the Crusher is just too strong for this chocolate. I think we may need the 99% here.
Well,
from those of you who watch our porter tasting, you know how intense this chocolate is. This is one of the most bitter flavors I've ever had on my palate.
This is going to be rough.
So, we do this for you. I was more mentally prepared for it this time, but it is very, very bitter.
Well, it really brings out the sweet aspects of the beer.
Yeah, absolutely. It removes all the bitterness because your palate's already experiencing the bitterness from the chocolate.
I don't think that's too bad, actually.
It's not a very bad pairing. I agree. I still think the 62% is the best for this one. I think they complement each other without removing anything from each other. So I think the 62% wins for the Big Bear Black Stout.
Yeah. Now the same chocolate with the B.O.R.I.S the Crusher.
Very bitter. Yes. Yes.
That is good.
That is the best for this one. So really you get an idea of how different these two beers are by which chocolate pair is best between them. The lightest dark chocolate we had paired very well with the very weak Big Bear Black Stout, and then the really strong B.O.R.I.S the Crusher paired very well with essentially the most bitter chocolate made, 99%. So depending on what your Imperial Stout is, you know what chocolate to do.
Yeah, it's interesting how that works out.
Well, thank you very much for watching. We're the Brew Dudes.
Visit our website at www.thebrewdudes.com.
We'll see you next time.
Happy drinking.